Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Now, the question is, can I make my studying of maths or science an act of worship? And how do I do that? Can I make my playing football an act of worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Well, I'm gonna tell you how you can do that today, inshallah. Okay, let's see. First of all, why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala create us? What did He say?
وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ.
And I did not create the jinn and mankind except to worship me.
So that means the whole reason we exist, the whole reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us is to worship Him. Now let's see, do you have a toaster in your house or a refrigerator? Now tell me, if your refrigerator doesn't keep things cool anymore, are you gonna keep it or are you gonna throw it away? You're gonna throw it away, right? Because it doesn't do what its purpose is. Its purpose is to keep things cool. If it doesn't do that anymore, you're not gonna keep it in your house. You're gonna throw it away. It's useless. It is useless if it doesn't do what its purpose is. So what about you? Are you any good if you are not doing what your purpose is, what you were made for? So how can we worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all of the time? Because the time we are not spending worshipping Him is really useless. And I don't want to spend my time doing all useless stuff all the time. But how can I make all of my time as a worship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? How can everything I do be a worship? Okay, let's see. What does it mean to worship Allah? Does it mean that you are praying all of the time? Does it mean that you are just fasting, reading Quran, praying 24 hours a day? No, of course not. Allah doesn't even want you to do that. So then how can I spend all day worshipping Allah? Well, it's easy. One word, in just one word lies your answer. Intention. Intention can make anything you do an act of worship. What is intention? Intention is the reason we do things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards us according to our intention. Let me give you an example. For example, imagine if I was going down the street and there was someone else, a little girl, coming from the other end. Now imagine that I bumped into her. Now when I bumped into her, she fell down and she got hurt really badly. Now should I be punished for that? Maybe. It depends on what my intention was. If my intention was actually I went there intentionally to hurt her, and that's why I collided into her so she gets hurt, then yes, I should be punished. But maybe I just collided by mistake. I didn't notice, and by mistake I collided into her. Then I shouldn't be punished so harshly. It was just a mistake. So the intention is the reason behind the thing that you did, behind your actions. So by changing my intention, I can earn reward from anything. Let me give you an example of how you can make something simple or something that you already do an act of worship. Let's see, why do you go to school? To learn, right? But why do you want to learn? What are you going to do after learning? What's the point of learning? To get a job, maybe? Maybe to make money? Maybe so you become smarter? Maybe you become a great scientist, a doctor, you become really famous? Or maybe it's just because mom told you to. Well, whatever the reason is, you can change that, right? You can make that even better. You can change your intention of going to school from getting a great job to doing something for the sake of Allah. So for example, if my intention for going to school is to get a job so I can make lots of money and help my family tomorrow, maybe I can change that and say, I go to school so I can get a great job and I can help a lot of people. I can make loads of money, millions of dollars, and I can help millions of people around the world. Or I can build lots of masjids and lots of schools for children and help a lot of hungry children and all of that. Or maybe if you want to be like a great scientist or doctor, you could also say, I want to be the greatest Muslim scientist so I can help Muslims by being a great doctor or a great scientist. And in fact, I can bring honor to the ummah that I am a Muslim scientist. I can make all the Muslims feel proud. So that means your intention has changed now from just getting a job and making money to getting a job and making money for the sake of Allah, to help other Muslims, other people in the world. You see, now you're going to school is not just about going to school. Now it is an act of worship. So that means all the time you spend at school, all the time you spend working hard on maths, on your science, on whatever, you are actually getting rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every single second you spend at school doing your homework or preparing for exams, every single second has become an act of worship, and you're getting rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for it. And don't you think now that you're working for Allah, don't you think He's going to help you a lot more? He's going to help you a lot more, because now you're not like any other student at school. You are now working for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Similarly, can I make my eating an act of worship? Yes, of course I can. I could be eating just to fill my stomach, right? Just to enjoy the food. Or I could change my intention and say, Ya Allah, I am eating. You just tell yourself, I am eating so I can have more energy, so then I can go and do more good. I can maybe go and do my homework, or go and pray, or go and help someone. Then your act of worship, then your eating is actually an act of worship. Similarly, can your playing and sleeping be an act of worship? How can your playing be an act of worship? Well, you can't be working all the time, right? You're going to get tired, you're going to get burned out. So you need to give your mind a bit of rest. So instead of just playing for the sake of playing, just to have fun, you say, Ya Allah, I'm playing so I can enjoy myself, I can give my brain a little bit rest, then I can go back to doing more good deeds. And the same thing for sleeping. So you see, you can turn anything into an act of worship. And guess what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already built that into your religion. What do you say before you start anything? What do you say? We say, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Bismillah is not just for the sake of saying Bismillah in the name of Allah and that's it. No. It's not just so Allah blesses her. No. It is also for you to remember you are doing this for Allah. This is your chance to make that task for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah, I hope you guys understand. If you have any questions, then you can ask me in the next lesson. Now, what I want you to do is think during the day, what are the things that you are doing, and see how you can change your intention. And I want you to tell me, inshallah, next time. I'm going to ask you when I see you next time, how you change your intention to make your tasks an act of worship. Then inshallah, one amazing thing you are going to start noticing is how much more Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helps you in everything you're doing. Okay, I look forward to seeing you very soon. Assalamu alaikum.